Welcome to Talking Comics, where we are bagged, boarded, and pre-recorded. I'm Ryan.
I'm Sean.
Welcome back to another Talking Comics podcast. Last week we did the new show, The Pull List. It's going really well. In like one day it got like 15 views, which for us is really good.
Yeah. This one will be better. This is the Big 10.
Yeah, Big 10. It's kind of a mile marker.
Should have brought a cake.
Yeah, so we have some news to go over before we get started on this. We are now selling some Talking Comics card decals at the Nerd Nest here in Scappoose. All of these sales for those are going to go, help support the podcast, help us, get new equipment and whatnot like that. So, please buy some. We'd very much appreciate it. And while you're there, maybe pick up a couple of comic books.
And Funko Pops.
And Funko Pops. Oh, yes.
We have
Educate them, Sean.
Wall. Yes, I've just acquired a boatload of Funko Pops for you collectors out there. And I must give a shout out to one of the beetles, one of the dung beetles from my staph infection helped me out in a big way the other day. Thank you. You know who you are. Oh man, that was I pretty much had to rearrange the whole store.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate him being there.
You only had them 3 days now. I've already bought one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going quick.
I went with the classic Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got everything from BioShock to Fallout, Star Wars, Walking Dead, a lot of Walking Dead.
That was, yeah.
DC, Marvel. There's a lot of it, and you'll be able to. The people that you're doing this through will come in and be like, "Oh, we need to restock," and you probably even
these people
ask them for specials. I'd assume
they have a booth at the Wizard World Comic-Con, and they've got tons of them, that aren't even in the store yet.
Yeah.
So if you don't see it, ask, and I could check with them and see if I'm pretty sure they have it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got see that black and white George Reeves Superman Funko Pop.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm definitely gonna be. I'm a pop collector. I unfortunately have hopped on the train that is Funko Pops. I think I own almost 10 now.
Jeez.
I love them. I can't help it. I've got Deadpool, Howard the Duck, the Black Flash, Daredevil with the original costume now.
You do have Howard the Duck, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have Doc from Back to the Future.
Sweet.
Yeah. I had to clear out an extra shelf because he got these in on my bookshelf. I'm like, make room.
Yep. The family's growing.
So, any other shout-outs?
Nope,
that's it. Alrighty. Well, let's get into it. I have been having a read of a certain comic that's sort of still in pop culture, I guess. Marvel Zombies.
Yes.
A while back, I bought the Volume 1 complete collection of Marvel Zombies. I haven't finished it yet because it's a pretty thick book. It's a compilation of all the Marvel Zombies. It's
Robert Kirkman predating the Walking Dead.
It is.
Marvel Zombie. I mean, there's a theme here, Mr. Kirkman.
If you put zombies on something, it'll sell.
Yeah.
Zombies are still just a huge pop culture thing, and I don't know when or if that'll ever die.
I mean, you're hard. Throw a rock and you'll hit a Walking Dead fan.
Yeah.
So how is it so far? How's it treating you?
Pretty good. It's interesting. It starts out with not even in the Marvel Zombie universe. It starts out in the Ultimate Universe with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. And in the Ultimate Universe, the Fantastic Four are 20 10 to 20 years younger than the Marvel Zombies Fantastic Four.
Mhm.
So they're like still kids.
Yeah.
Still super naive. And that Reed Richards is being contacted from another dimension by
older Reed Richards.
an older Reed Richards who's saying, hey, I'm getting all the geniuses from across multiple dimensions to help me out with this huge crisis. And he helps him build a machine that teleports him to this dimension. And guess what? It's the Marvel Zombie Universe.
Mm-hmm.
It was a trick the whole time. Because they have already run out of their food supply in a span of like 48 hours.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's a Hulk zombie.
Yeah.
Stop eating all the food, Hulk.
The funny thing about that is the virus, so the people still have their powers.
Yeah.
But not full control over their powers anymore. Thor can no longer carry his hammer.
Yeah.
Wolverine's healing factor doesn't work anymore. Which means if I see Deadpool in this, the same thing applies to him.
Yeah.
I'm actually somewhat of a Deadpool fan, but I still love poking a little bit at other Deadpool fans. And when Hulk morphs back into Bruce Banner, I haven't completed this, so I don't know. This is all I know thus far.
Okay.
He says, can someone hit me so I can turn back into the Hulk because his stomach's about to burst because he ate too much.
Mm-hmm.
So Thor hits him with his makeshift hammer in the face, and he doesn't change back. So their powers are all messed up and not working properly.
This is the zombie virus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good read. It's taken me a little while. I think I'm maybe like almost halfway through it.
Yeah, it's a big book.
Yeah.
It's like a...
I'm all about those trade paperbacks, though. I have a couple of single issue comics, but I mostly go for the trades.
Yeah, you want to read the story.
Speaking of, zombies and The Walking Dead and stuff along those lines, what did you think of the new show Preacher?
Are you speaking of the one on AMC?
Yes.
That shares with The Walking Dead? I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. They went a little off book.
They went way off book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little nods here and there.
Yeah.
But overall, I dug the first episode.
Yeah.
I forgot, what was it, yesterday or the day before, what I was like, oh yeah, Sean told me they're not airing another episode for 2 weeks. Because I was like, where's my new episode?
Yeah, they're doing that. Then, of course, Chris Hardwick's everywhere. They're going to do Talking Preacher.
Oh, yeah.
He always does, yeah. You can't turn on anything
nerd
related without Hardwick being on there talking about it.
To every Seth Rogen fan out there, this is a Seth Rogen created project.
Yeah.
Every person out there that has went out and bought a Superbad movie, a Superbad DVD, or Pineapple Express, you helped make this happen. You helped create this, because this has been his baby for years, apparently. He's been wanting this to happen for a long time.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of the book.
Yeah. It's kind of a cult classic nowadays.
Yeah, Garth Ennis. Yeah, we talked about it. The
comic a little bit.
Back, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the show, really, really good. A little slow getting, of course, the first couple episodes of any show would be get to know you introduction type thing and set story and tone and what have you.
I love his character, the preacher's character, Jesse.
Jesse, yeah.
Because he's a preacher in this small town, and he's lived a somewhat not holy life. And he wants, from what I've interpreted from his character, is he wants to believe in heaven and God and heaven and hell and all that, and wants to believe that his prayers are being heard. And in some aspect, he kind of does, but he's not completely sold on it. He wants it to be there, and he preaches that it is there, but he's not completely behind it.
Yeah, he's not drinking his own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little thing to that, a little nod, he's kind of paying tribute to his dad. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that'll be brought in
as
the story goes along. Because, whether you be an anti-hero, a superhero, You know, they always have to have parental issues.
And so in like the comics, I think we said this when we were talking about the comics. God isn't in heaven anymore in the comics. He was so angry at the existence of Genesis that he leaves heaven. And there's this one scene where he's talking to Arseface.
Yes.
And it was like one of the most beautiful scenes ever, because Arseface is a kid who tried to kill himself, and now he has an asshole for a mouth.
Yeah, it's a deformity.
And the kid's like, I used to pray to God before the accident, and I could hear him. And now when I pray, I don't hear him anymore.
Yeah.
Do you think he's angry with me? Like, that he won't forgive me for trying to kill myself? And I'm like, I hear this, and I'm like, oh, God's already gone. He's vamoose.
And that's the glowing sphere going around?
Yeah.
Going inside. He's looking for a host?
Yeah. And it's
All
Tom
the-
Cruise.
Oh, yeah. The little nod to yeah. Going around to all different religious sects. That's SECTS.
Sect.
Yeah. And trying to look for a host. It's just this glowing ball.
That
right
cries.
Now. And it gets inside the priest of whatever
Religion.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and if it takes, it'll take a minute, and then they end up exploding.
Yeah,
right. Because what they're looking for, what he's looking for, is the right balance.
Yeah. Of light and dark, which is its existence because it is half demon, half angel.
Yeah, and that's how it ended, right?
Yeah.
It finally got. I mean, after all these priests from whatever religious sector,
like a Catholic from Africa, who's like, really leaning on the Bible hard, gets possessed,
and then explodes.
I'm like, that's why they put this on AMC.
the Russian Satanic Church, the Church of Scientology, Tom Cruise. Little jab there.
Although, they did kind of skip over a certain religion, Mr. Rogan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't see anything Jewish, Hebrew related.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave that one alone.
But yeah, I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to the show taking off. I've read a little into the background of its creation and what it could possibly mean for the channel itself, because AMC is right now in their Walking Dead rating prison, where The Walking Dead and The Fear the Walking Dead are the only shows bringing them any large amount of viewers.
Yeah, I mean, they put everything into every show they've done.
Yeah,
once upon a time it was just like Turner, like AMC is American movie classics, and they just play Gone with the Wind over and over, and Wizard of Oz, and
and I'm glad to see them coming into their own as a company.
I mean, Mad Men, Breaking Bad, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The list goes on, and they just knock it out of the park every time. And they put everything 100% behind those shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so I'm really looking forward to this show taking off. And while we're on the topic of comic book TV shows, we have a couple others that we'd like to cover today.
Yeah.
We decided to start, with the new guy in town who just started. Now we're gonna move our way through the veterans that have been going for a year or more, who just finished their season finales.
We're going to Belantiverse.
Yep. So, for those of you who follow the shows religiously like we do, week after week.
Yes.
The Arrow. I always want to call the show Green Arrow.
I do.
Green Arrow just had their season finale, and as well as Legends and Flash. So that's the order we're going to talk about them in. So we're starting with Arrow.
What do you think of it?
I liked the clean wrap up, but I was a little underwhelmed.
A lot of people. I saw a lot of that.
It was very clean, but just a little.
He killed.
Yeah.
He killed again.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
Because as much as I don't, he's one of those characters who at this point I need him to always have that dark side and fighting it, because
like the first,
when he's happy and all happy-go-lucky in this specific cinematic universe, his character becomes boring.
Yeah, last couple seasons have been a little
Yeah.
Here and there. The first two were awesome.
I mean, I've finally grown accustomed to this dark, gritty Green Arrow that's almost never cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Which is the Green Arrow I grew up with watching, the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoon. He was always cracking jokes and being a wise ass.
Well, they said, Greg Berlanti said, when him and Andrew Kreisberg started this, next season, they're doing a 5-season run, and then that's it.
That's it?
So next season 5 will be the last season. So that'll be really good. And because it'll...
Yeah, you don't want to overplay it.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they... Oh, man. Like, it's for the best, but at the same time, now I'm like, I don't want it to be over.
Well, there's some shows... I remember watching shows that's like, you don't want to be the last person to leave the party.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time growing up, like in the 80s... early 90s, it was like all about Pauly Shore. Oh, the wheeze. Now it's like, fuck Pauly Shore, because he overstayed his welcome. You know what I mean? Like Sopranos, Lost, 24. I'm glad, in those shows when they did, because you could tell over the course of watching it, if you're a diehard fan, it's like, I've seen it. Mm-hmm. You're running out of ideas or write yourself into a corner.
From what I've heard, though, it's going to be a pretty awesome season.
Yeah.
You guess who they got coming in to direct a few awesome kick-ass episode? A certain Mr. Kevin Smith.
Yes.
Working on a little onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia. I wonder how they're going to do that.
I kind of want to pia.
Yeah. Yeah, that character, for those who don't know, Kevin Smith and Walt Flanagan did a short run right at the end when they were starting the New 52.
Mm-hmm.
They were like the last people to still, do the old universe.
Yeah.
And so they could do stuff to a certain extent.
He got away with some stuff working on Batman.
It's like, shut off the lights, guys, when you're done. Because none of this counts. But you got a character called Onomatopoeia. And it's basically, when you're reading comics and they do the action balloons and the sound. Yeah, pow,
Zing.
zap. Dude, that's how he talks.
Yeah.
And then he does whatever action. But he, that's how he talks in the thing. I wonder how they're going to do that in the show. If they do, I'm thinking bring the dude in from Police Academy, makes all the sound effects. There's your onomatopoeia right there. That's the only dude I can think of.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm sure he wouldn't mind the paycheck.
I've actually read those Batman comics, and he was like, the character was sleeping with a hooker, and she was like, and he was going zzz, kapow, and she's like, zzz, kapow to you too, big boy. So that should be fun. That should be pretty cool.
Yeah. That last season, they're going to pull out all the stops.
Yeah.
I've said, the last couple seasons have been kind of, but there's a lot of cool stuff. League of Shadows, Damien Dark.
Yeah.
I still say Diggle, the character Diggle. I love that dude. Horrible. The character. I wouldn't say horrible, but the outfit. I see him every time I look at him. I see Jon Stewart. Not should be rocking a green ring, not wearing that rip-off Magneto helmet.
Yeah, that should be. I'm looking forward to it, but not as much as I'm looking forward to the new season of Legends.
Oh,
they ended that on a high note.
They did. That was great.
So. I don't even know where to begin on this one. So they finally do, what they started out to do. They killed Vandal Savage.
Mm-hmm.
Or so they
say. Did they?
So they say. Who turns out he was working with the Time Masters the whole time. I said time too much in that sentence.
Did. It's all right. There's plenty of time. Or is there? Yeah, man. So they foiled Vandal Savage's plan.
They also destroyed the Vanishing Point and killed pretty much every other Time Master that was there.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
There was a personal... It's another form of government. Personal agenda. Mm-hmm. Captain Cold, though.
Yeah. Leonard Snart turned around to be the big hero of the day.
Much to his own chagrin.
Yeah.
Whether he wanted to or not. Yeah, he's definitely the cool Han Solo rogue.
Cool.
Oh, there you go. See?
Already leaning in with the puns. Yeah.
And they did so much with this. I mean, and it's like, it caters to, like, Justice League fans, Doctor Who fans.
I mean, frickin' Rip Hunter was on Doctor Who.
Was he?
Yeah, he was one of the Doctor's sidekick friends.
Yeah, that
those portals that they go through, those are pretty much the same things that they travel through time in Doctor Who. That just instead of being like purple and blue, they're green.
So, like the Wave Rider is pretty much like the
TARDIS.
The TARDIS.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And it does look bigger on the inside, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's basically Bugs Bunny's house. But yeah, man, I mean, they do, just hop around week after week. Villain of the week.
Yeah.
There's time zone of the week.
Yeah.
Fuck, Jonah Hex was in there.
I dug that.
They did, who was some other ones that they did?
Oh, goodness.
When they went to the future.
Oh, yeah.
Got to see Green Arrow.
Old Ollie.
Bearded, one-armed.
Mm-hmm. I was a little upset that they didn't do anything working with the Flash.
Wait for it.
Yeah, there's always next year.
Yeah, season 2, because I have a feeling, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. I'm waiting on bated breath, because I want to talk about this.
Yeah, Legends, it's definitely worth a look. It's fun. I mean, it's, wrapped up, but isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, certain things, it's that old say, I say it in The Flash, I've said it, Legends, man. You can't, Stephen King said it, too. He's like, you can't fuck with time. Time will fuck with you, And Back to the Future, it's one long season of Back to the Future 2, where they go to right a wrong or try to fix something, and they create 3 other problems over here.
Yeah.
It's like they're the little Dutch boys sticking their finger in the dam trying to stop the leaks.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate way.
Yeah, it's a fun trip. Watch it if you haven't. Definitely, it's a binge thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they covered a lot of time in that one.
They did. They covered a lot of things in a short amount, and these are all like springboard B and C characters off other shows that just sprungboard off into one.
That's kind of what the Berlanti verse
is. He's Greg Berlanti.
I mean, it all started with Green Arrow, who, quite frankly, has never been much of one of the guys in the spotlight. I mean, he's a popular character.
To a certain extent, yeah.
But, I mean, if you consider this, he didn't get onto the Justice League until Justice League Unlimited. In the cartoons. Well,
that's the thing, man. Greg Berlanti, it's like, I call it the Berlanti verse, man. He's like, now with the addition of Supergirl.
Yeah.
She had that first season on CBS.
Oh, and they're moving her, to
CW. I mean, Greg Berlanti did that. It's like, oh, that's awesome. We're going to try it on a big network. But unfortunately, you got, I think it was like a $3 million an episode, and they just weren't delivering as far as viewership and everything. And with those 3, NBC, ABC, CBS, if you're not getting the results, they're going to show you to the door real quick. It's like, come on over to CW. Now it's the DCW, as I call it.
Yeah, everything's a lot more relaxed and fun.
Well, they moved it up to Vancouver, cut the cost a little bit, do the episodes, short, at their pace rather than CBS pace.
Yeah.
And, I mean, CBS, they took a shot. It's great. It was a great show. Mm-hmm. I love it, man. I talked about it enough. But CW is like the little thing to CBS. So,
the little brother.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like a sister company. And It's just they can do it better here. Okay, we tried it there. Now go back to the kids' table type. I mean, not to bash any of those shows.
Come to the kids' table. We're having fun over here.
Exactly. You're doing it right. Yeah, we'll just stay over here. We don't need to go to thing. But yeah, that's he's killing it. Him and Kreisberg, man. And they even hinted too. They're teasing. You catch these little things on Arrow. They're moving us closer and closer, man. We're going to see a green ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern.
Legends. The finale of Legends is what's, really putting, like, the idea's been in our heads. But Legends just said, "You're right, sir. You were right about that idea you were having."
Yeah.
Because at the very end, they've conquered Savage. They're all, supposed to go their separate ways. And they're like, so they find a way to contact Rip, bring him back to Earth, because he's out there trying to right the wrongs of the, universe by himself to no avail.
Yeah.
And so they bring him back, and they're like, "Yeah, we want to start the team up again. Our lives seem kind of dull and pointless now that we've had a little bit of that adrenaline that we got addicted to."
Yeah.
All except for the Hawk people. They're like, "No, fuck this shit. We're going to go start our lives."
Yeah. Live 1 million. One of their many lives over.
So, just as they're about to board the ship and head off on their next great adventure, another Wave Rider comes out of the sky and crash lands right in front of them. And someone gets out. And he says, "Don't get on that Wave Rider."
Yeah, he's from the future.
Yeah, he's from the future. And they're all confused. "Who are you? Why can't we get on there?" "You can't get on there because you told me not to let you, Mr. Rory."
That's right.
"Who are you?" "My name's Rex Tyler.
Oh.
I'm a member of the Justice Society of America." Oh, it gave me goosebumps.
I know.
It was like 1 a.m. when I was watching this on Hulu.
I was texting you. I was like, "Oh my god, have you seen Legends yet?"
I get back to him like 3 hours later after catching up on Arrow and Flash, and I watch this, and I'm like, I'm trying not to like scream, "Oh my god, that was so awesome!" Because it's like 1 a.m. Everyone else in my house was asleep.
Folks, if you're not familiar with that name,
I had to Google it.
Got another name, Our Man.
Another obscure character that's getting pulled up from.
See, I hear it all the time. It's like when with the Supergirl, they kind of tease a little bit. You see him off in the distance, but you never see it. Like with Superman, or say, when are they going to bring on Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman? In the Berlanti-verse, Greg Berlanti and Andrew Kreisberg, they don't let them play with the Trinity. Mm-hmm. The 3 big ones. But it's like, I've said it before, it's like, think of your favorite food, how great it tastes.
Yeah.
And then, sure, everybody loves bacon. You can put bacon on it, but you don't need to. I mean, he's taken the most obscure characters. I mean, not even B characters. He's like C, D, and F. D. Yeah.
Vixen. And who's Vixen?
They're spinning gold with that. I mean, yeah. Vixen was on there. I've said it before, like King Shark, Our Man. Trick, on and on. No, we haven't seen Mirror Master yet.
No, we haven't.
Oh, that's we'll get there. But yeah, those characters, it's like I could give 2 shits about in the comic, man. But I'm saying like, oh, what a wonderful world we live in. I could turn on. There's Gorilla Grodd,
right?
There's Our Man showing up at the season finale of Legends of Tomorrow. I'm like, well, right on.
Playing with my feelings, saying the words Justice Society of America. I'm like, you have to wait until next season. When is that airing? I don't know.
They showed the ring on Supergirl, the Justice ring.
Oh, wow.
Like they had it, they were up at Fortress of Solitude. Huh. And they had like you can see it off, they didn't really highlight it, but it's like, oh my god, there's one of the society rings. And that's Earth 3 that she's on, that they play with Supergirl. Huh. It's Earth 3.
So you think there's going to be some interdimensional stuff that might bring her into what we'll call Earth 1.
Do we got any more Legends? Because I'm biting right now. I'm chopping at the bit for this next one.
No, I think that's all with Legends. And since we're still on the Berlanti-verse, let's talk about the one A-list character that's in the Berlanti-verse. The Flash.
Yes, sir. Oh my god, here we go. And
Season finale.
And we'll go back to Arrow, because Arrow, Legends, Supergirl, I have speculation on this, and it is all going to tie in because of that season finale.
Yeah.
For the next season of all shows.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I loved it.
It was truly spectacular. I'm not even embellishing at all. It was awesome. The way they ended it was...
You thought it was just going to be like... Were you worried at all that it was just going to end with the race with Zoom?
Yeah, I thought they were just going to... Well, you and I have been speculating about it for like a month. How they were going to end it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I did get what I speculated originally, but you could save that. I'm telling you, that's coming.
But I'd say like a while back, you and I kind of agreed upon Gorilla Grodd, because he's a hyper-intelligent gorilla, figuring out a way to get back to Earth 1. And bringing all his other hyper-intelligent gorilla from new hyper-intelligent...
Do you remember that episode when they fought and they dropped him off in Earth 2?
Yeah.
And it was Gorilla City.
Yeah.
They showed it.
They took him to Earth 2 where Gorilla City exists.
And you got all these 52 portholes. What a coincidence. And they're going around closing them through the season, and they combat Zoom.
Yeah.
And Zoom's kicking his ass left and right. Every time. And they end up closing the portholes, and then they open one. But I was thinking originally, like they opened the one to go back and get Caitlin.
Caitlin's.
Yeah, Felicity. Wrong show. No. Like I said, we'll get there, folks. I think it's going to turn into one show this next season. Yeah, so he opens up the Barry and Cisco find a way.
Yeah.
To open up a portal again after they closed them all. Because they had to go back and get Caitlin. Because Zoom took her.
Yeah.
Killed the thing. Which opens and closes, and then Zoom found the way to do the same thing from Earth 2. Mm-hmm. So he can come in and out also.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, how are they going to top the season finale of the first season?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not only do they top it, they just combine it.
Yeah.
So they do the race. I mean, Zoom comes in. He brings all the metahumans.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're just going to take over this world too. Barry at this point doesn't have his powers. Okay.
So they have to do a little experimentation.
Oh.
A little science.
That's what I'm getting at. It
was awesome.
If you're familiar with the comics, there's a scene in there. Well, and the season finale just set it up. Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah.
Flashpoint Paradox, where he just absorbed, like you think he's just disintegrated and gone. They killed him.
Yeah.
He was absorbed into the Speed Force.
I guess technically this would be Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Crisis, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Got ahead of myself there.
Except slightly different in the fact that he did it to himself.
Yeah.
In Infinite Crisis, the Omega Beam?
Yeah.
The giant Omega Beam meant to destroy Earth. Barry runs around it at such speeds that he dissipates its energy and he basically evaporates himself. He completely disintegrates and gets sucked into the Speed Force, where speedsters go when they die.
Yeah, and they combine that, and he's like in the Speed Force, talking, and the Speed Force shows up as familiars in his life.
Family,
like you see
friends.
his dad, Iris, his mom, so on and so
Joe.
forth. Yeah, Joe, and he obviously finds a way back after,
which is
the test, catching, knowing himself, catching himself.
Mm-hmm. Which kind of brings around to Rebirth.
Yeah.
They covered the big three.
They did.
They covered the big three.
And they did it right.
Two.
They did it beautifully.
Yeah.
Kept it.
They made it their own while paying tribute to the content that they pulled the character from. And it was awesome. It was so awesome. The one where he is in the Speed Force is Kevin Smith wrote and direct that one.
Yeah.
And bravo to him for just being like, all right, they just disintegrated him in the last episode. Where am I going to go from here?
Here you go, Mr. Smith. I have no flash.
I'd be like, all right, well, screw you guys.
Which sets up beautifully for the season finale of this year.
Oh, we forgot one very important thing. When he was sucked into the Speed Force, a dark matter thing went out, and it struck Wally.
Oh, they were
and Jesse.
Yeah. Because they were trying to reenact the particle accelerator
Yeah.
to get his powers back, and that's what sucked him in. But yeah, the wave.
Yeah.
And hit Wally and Jesse. Oh yeah.
So there might be some other stuff in our future.
That's I was getting to that here real quick because that season finale.
Yeah.
Okay, the first season finale of the first one. All right, he opens the singularity and goes back because Thawne is going to go back and kill. He goes back ahead of him in time travel and chooses and it hits him.
Mm-hmm.
Barry doesn't save his mom.
Yeah.
But gets to talk to her, let her know he's okay.
Let her know he grew up to be a great man and a hero.
Yeah. Thawne has that closure with her.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would mess with the time.
Yeah.
And then Thawne ends up killing, but he doesn't go, he doesn't make it back.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets the closure, evil's punished, but unfortunately doesn't save his mom.
Yeah.
This season, okay, does the thing, that awesome moment where they're like, okay, Zoom is defeated.
Yeah. Ooh, can we real quick? I don't mean to derail you, but can we talk about the build up to that real quick? The race, when throughout the episode, Zoom is trying to turn Barry into him, right?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "You're not strong enough. You're not dark enough. You embrace the darkness. You have to be like me. Unless you can create basically a time clone like Zoom can.
Yeah.
You won't be able to defeat me unless you can create one and kill yourself."
I forgot about that because that's what he
And
did.
that was the most beautiful scene for me in that episode. He is able to create a time clone, and he uses it to siphon and reverse the energy blast of this big doomsday machine Zoom's powering by their race. And the clone runs around it so fast that, like in the previous episode where he gets sucked into the Speed Force,
yeah,
he disintegrates. And they're like, "What happened to him?" Well, he was willing to die for us.
Yeah, he basically Zoom did it too. That's what threw me off when he comes back through the porthole. Remember, and he vibed through Jay Garrick and pulled him in. It was a speed clone.
Yeah,
he cloned himself. Oh, and how about the death of that when they vanquished it? You saw it, didn't you? Black Flash?
Yes.
Black Flash. I have a feeling that's going to be...
So,
you got to see him in Season 3.
The speed clones are a temporal distortion throughout the timeline, and the Reapers come up and try and correct this. But because Zoom has been doing this so frequently and often, Barry's speed clone, well, he's already gone, but Zoom is still there.
They got a scent.
They picked up and they're like, "You're the real problem here."
Yeah.
So they take him and he starts morphing and they're like sucking the life force out of him. He's starting to like skeletize. His suit starts to change. The black lightning on his suit turns red.
Yeah.
And now he's rocking the Black Flash, the Speedster Grim Reaper.
Yeah, he's basically the Grim Reaper of the Speed Force. Oh, I'd love to see. They got to do that. They can't tease like that and not give me Black Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
I have that Funko Pop actually.
I know you do. I know you do. So they do that. I mean, Barry this whole time has been acting.
Oh shit! We forgot to tell them the most important part. Zoom killed Barry's dad.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about right here. Because he's been doing everything first season all the way up till this out of selflessness.
Yeah.
He's just doing it for everybody else, and the universe just keeps taking and taking and taking from him. Okay? Zoom came back. I mean, like I said, the first season, he opted not to save his mom because it was better for the timeline overall.
Yeah.
He gave up his powers to save Wally, when Zoom took Wally.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoom comes back, kills his dad right in front of him this season. And he's lost everything to the point where, I mean, he stepped aside in the first season when Iris was with Eddie.
Yeah.
That didn't work out, obviously. If you watched the first season, Eddie was the hero.
He finally, when talking to the Speed Force, he finally accepts his mom's death, and there was nothing he could really do about it.
You get back. I mean, Evil's punished that end scene where Iris goes, and I know it's a bit soap opera-y, but I loved it, man, where she's like, "I'm ready. I wanted to, I know you've been waiting for me the whole time. I love you. And they kiss. They kissed once before on that first season. What was it called? The Day That Never Happened.
Yeah.
Where he, again, timeline. I know it sounds
Quit
very.
fucking with the timeline.
I know he's constantly, and this time, it goes back and he says, "I can't. With everything that's happened to me, I just am not ready."
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it sounds a little cheesy, but if you watch it, it played good.
Yeah.
It made sense. He's like, I'm just doing everything, and I'm constantly getting... He's like the Charlie Brown of the DC universe. He's constantly getting shit on. When he goes... And Iris goes back in, she's like, oh, I know you've been waiting for me this whole time. I'm going to do the same for you.
Yeah.
Goes back in, and he like has that moment where he looks in the window and sees everybody there, his family, and he's like, I'm sorry. He knows. When he's looking at him, and you could like see a tear almost well up in his... He's like, I'm so sorry. And he takes off, because he knows what he's about to do.
Yeah.
In this season finale is going to fuck everything up, and it's the one time he's acting on a selfish note.
Yeah.
Fucking goes back before then, saves his mom. Comes in, they're doing the go back to the first scene. The Flashes are running around. Mom's there, and
as
Reverse Flash picks up the knife.
Yeah.
Boom! He comes in, tackles him, takes him out, and everything. And then you see that he's like, and he has that look on his face, like, huh. And then it pans back, and it's the first Flash from the season 1 comes back, the one that opted not to save.
And he's like,
and he does, he does that. So, and then he just blinks him out of existence. So, in essence, I know, follow the train of thought here. You got to watch it. From the first episode, the pilot episode, the Barry that we've been following is dead.
Yeah.
Because Barry now has blinked him out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he never grew up without his mother or his father being in prison. He was never raised by Joe. His parents were together, and life was good.
That's what I'm leading up to. Here we go. So that's the end of season 2. I'm like, boys and girls, if you know your comics, that is the beginning of Flashpoint.
He's creating the Flashpoint paradox.
Now this is all speculation from here on out. Season 3, let's talk about it. We've seen a good number of episodes in this season where Barry didn't have powers.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? My speculation, he comes back, he's altered the timeline. He has changed everything for his own selfish moment. He doesn't have powers.
Doesn't have any powers.
Who does?
We
get to see some Wally. We get to see some Jesse.
Maybe. That'd be pretty
Jesse,
cool.
right? They're the ones with the powers.
For those of you who are a little lost as to why we're speculating this, on Netflix right now, Flashpoint Paradox is on. It's an animated movie. Pause this, watch it, come back. All right, you good? All right, we're going on.
Good. Time to battle the fuck on. Here we go. So yeah, Barry kills himself, and Nora Allen lives.
Yeah.
So that changes. That is the beginning of Flashpoint Paradox. Check this out. Now, speculations from the books. Supergirl. This is books and show.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. I don't think it's a coincidence. Coming on over on the CW, like we talked about before.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what? Barry's messed up the timeline. There is no Earth 3.
She's
on Earth 1. Let's say, for instance, Arrow. Green Arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie doesn't survive the island.
Yeah,
he kills himself.
Does.
His dad. Oh, shit. Even better. I know we've talked about this before, and this is partial hope. Flashpoint Paradox. Nobody's using his characters. Like I said before, Belanti and Kreisberg aren't allowed to play with the big 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Flashpoint Paradox. Joe Chill. The Waynes are walking out. We all know the story.
Thomas Wayne
and Martha Wayne don't get killed. Bruce Wayne gets killed.
Yeah.
Which drives Thomas Wayne to become Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And Martha Wayne is more fucked up. Becomes the Joker. They could do that. There's no character, nobody's clamoring for Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
They could literally do that. I mean, Fox is over there with Gotham. They got little boy Bruce,
Mm-hmm.
But there's no Thomas and Martha.
Yeah.
Let them come on there. We could see a Batman. We could see a Joker, a scary Martha Wayne Joker, which was awesome. I doubt they'll do it, but it's awesome.
But they could, and they should.
Because Batman, in the book, Thomas Wayne Batman is the one that helps Barry get his powers back.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, he doesn't have his powers.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That machine.
He loses his powers, and he's like, "Alrighty, well, Thomas, well, Miss Dr. Wayne,
Yeah.
we need to get me struck by lightning. So they recreate the accident like they did in...
Badass Thomas Wayne was a Dr. Drunk Batman with guns.
Killing people.
But check this out. I could even go any further. Like I said, granted, they're probably not going to do that. This is just kind of a little boy Christmas list for myself.
Yeah.
They could take it and Rip Hunter from Legends. They cross that over, and
yeah.
he's the one that helps him. They could do a little time travel there because he has no powers. And that could be a whole nother story. Like Barry goes off with them on the Wave Rider, or he's the one, and then the Firestorm. The Doctor can help them. They could work on getting his powers back. All the while,
and since the Legends crew are in the Wave Rider, they are currently outside of time.
Yeah.
So they won't be affected by Barry messing with the timeline. At least not right away.
Right. But when they get back, check it out. Remember who died at the end of Legends? Captain Cold.
Yes.
Check it out.
Oh, he's
Flashpoint
back.
Paradox. He's a hero.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Captain Cold is the hero. I mean, the big time.
Yeah, he is
statues
the Flash
and
of Star City.
Remember the Flash Museum? We saw that. They
did
a lot. They have a Captain Cold museum in the Flashpoint Paradox. I mean, he's like the man.
Mm-hmm.
They could do that. Of course, obviously, Nora Allen. You know, he's got his mom. Got that. Iris.
For some reason, still becomes a CSI.
Yeah. Iris, and they bring back Eddie Thawne. They're obviously, together.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't change there. My question is, what do you think about the villain? Speculation. I would say because the whole time, like you could do like Wally and Jesse Quick, you could run two stories. What Barry's doing to get his powers back and dealing with that, what he's created as far as the timeline. But at the same time, you could do a Wally West who's got the powers. You could bring in new villains like Mirror Master.
Yeah.
You could do the Docris, which would be a perfect tie-in for Supergirl. The Docris, for those who don't know, it's an alien race that comes from the future, and they want to enslave Earth. And the best way they do that, they time travel, similar to Legends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could tie all this in and make it could just be one show, just on 4 nights. And it's an alien race led by the head guy named Mainar, and they come back to present day for us, but it's the past for them, and they eradicate and take all the radioactive nuclear weapons, because that's what the Earthlings battled them in, and they conquer Earth. Yeah, and so they go back, do that, and then they tweak the timeline too. That would be awesome. Yeah, if that would introduce Supergirl. You could do a crossover. Like. You're gonna have a crossover like every 4 episodes, because that Flash Supergirl one, that was the highest rated one. That's like they didn't actually cancel Supergirl. They just said, okay, we're gonna move you to CW because of that episode. Yeah. Now can you imagine Wally doing a crossover? Wally's got the power. Cool. Yeah.
And I like that kid that they got playing Wally.
Yeah, he's great, man. Yeah, he's cool. And they nodded and winked this whole season. Yeah. And you and I are like watching it going, is this it? Is this it? Is this it?
We've been a couple of really high-strung nerds.
Oh lately, my gosh!
Wanting some stuff that happened.
2 guys who are definitely dialed in on the comics, and then they see the show and they're like, they're pulling the taffy on this one, man, because they're like, no, not yet. No, not yet.
We're like a couple of Italians trying to offer you food. Come on, hey, you don't like food? You don't want to eat it?
But yeah, man, there's so many different directions. The thing is, though, if they do it that way, and I hope they do, let Legends of Tomorrow deal with the time travel this season. Yeah. Because if they're going to have every season finale end in that living room, by the time in there, you're going to have like 87 different Flashes tripping over each other. They're going to be like gang initiation.
Oops, sorry, Barry 1. Oh, it's all right, Barry 2.
There's going to be like 87 of them, and they're stomping all over Reverse Flash.
Well, I suspect that they're bringing they're bringing Reverse Flash back.
Oh, Tom Cavanaugh's definitely signed on for season 3, but what's he coming back as?
They have already hinted that in a previous episode where there's some other time travel-y shit, he has to deal with the Reverse Flash again. Except he's not Wells, he's Thawne. The original.
So they're throwback from first season.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, something along the lines of that. This isn't the first time I've died. That's not the first time. That's not the first
right.
time you've beat me and killed me.
So what do you think if they don't do it this way? I was asking. So Barry has no powers. We're going to assume that, and everything. Let's just say everything that we've just talked about and speculated on happens. Like I said, you could kind of run two stories, parallel stories. You know, you do the Wally West, Jesse Quick. They're the speedsters now, and you can fight metahumans. Grodd comes back, Mirror Master, Impulse. You know, a laundry list of heroes. What about Barry? You know, let's say, I want to say Trickster. He's a non-meta.
Yeah.
And Mark Hamill's awesome, but he's also got a full plate.
Yeah, he does.
You know, with Star Wars. But man, how awesome was seeing that. The kid, the Trickster's son. Remember that episode where... I mean, there's so many ways they could go with it.
Well, in your combining Earths theory, where there's no longer an Earth 3.
Right.
There might no longer be an Earth 2. Maybe instead of there being a separate Earth with the Gorilla City, there is now one Earth that has a Gorilla City.
Oh, don't tease me like that.
We could theorize about this all day, but there's another thing I want to talk about on this podcast because it's our number 10.
10.
Roman numeral for 10 is X, and I just saw X-Men last night.
Oh, I have not.
I went to see it without him.
Traitor! No. How was it?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was long. They didn't jam it too much with like a shitload of action like they have in the past, like with X-Men 1 and 2 and 3 and
all the other movies, you mean?
they did some really good storytelling. It was a little bit on the slow side.
Okay.
But they made it work. The actors were great. They're very much like I wanted them to be from watching the 90s cartoon.
All right. How was Jubilee was in it, right?
Yeah, they pulled her outfit right out of the cartoon. Like the bright yellow
they didn't put
jacket.
They didn't put her in the forefront though, right?
No, she was chilling in the background.
Minimal.
Yeah.
Good.
She didn't use her powers once in the entire movie.
Her powers suck. She sucks.
Oh man, I make electronics explode, and that's why she's never invited on the podcast.
We'll keep you around for 4th of July. How was Apocalypse?
He was okay.
He didn't look like Ivan Ooze though, right? They switched him up?
A little. He still kind of looked like a Power Rangers villain.
Really?
A little bit.
Really?
But they made it kind of work. It starts out with, instead of like in the comics where he chooses to sleep for 2,000 plus years, some of his slaves or warriors or whoever they were betrayed him, and during his body transfer into a new mutant's body, they collapse a pyramid down on top of him.
Ouch. Okay.
Which he has this weird solar panel, like solar powered, alien tech that is what most of his body consists of in the comic. That's on top of his pyramid, and when it collapses, it goes down with him. That's what takes him down while he's in, the slumber of being transferred into the new mutant's body. So it doesn't have any power anymore.
Oh, I see.
In the comics, Cable goes back in time to prevent Apocalypse from coming awake, but that time jump shifts it, so it wakes him up in the comics, right?
Cable wasn't in it, right?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not. That would have been a lot cooler. Instead, remember Professor X's sort of girlfriend from Days of Future Past? No, not Days of Future Past. First Class. Remember that?
Oh, the CIA girl. Yeah.
Well, she's on mission in Egypt trying to find out what's up with this weird little cult. They're a cult of people that worship the ruins of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So she's like, they're covering up the entrance with a rug. She knocks out the guy, pulls the rug out, goes down there, leaves it wide open. Now there's sunlight coming in. sun starts to shift a little in the sky. Sunlight hits the alien tech and wakes him up. That's how he's woken up.
Oh, so it had nothing to do with the Days of Futures Past, with the time travel or anything?
No.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
I mean,
I'll deal with it.
Yeah, they're making it their own.
What about
Also, spoilers.
Oh yeah, I'm getting spoiled too here. So
if you don't want to hear spoilers, pause, save for later, go to the theater, watch the movie, come back and listen to the rest.
Invite me. I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah. We'll probably go and watch it together, Sean.
What
I'll
about
take you to the movies.
What about?
Would you like some popcorn, Sean? Would you like a soda?
Is it buttered? Is there a hole in the bottom? What about? How was Nightcrawler?
He was pretty. He was a total bamf.
Stop it. What was the scene with the? I remember seeing the trailers and stuff. What was the Fight Club scene with him and Archangel? Archangel.
Yeah. So
like a little kid. I got so many questions.
So they show this chick walking into the Fight Club with like just beautiful cleavage. It's Mystique in human form.
All right. It was a Fight Club, right? Is that
kinda? Oh. She is kind of she's out like doing her kind of like a liberator of mutants.
So
she's doing some underground railroad stuff,
like what they did in the last one, Days of Futures Past, where she shows up with the military and gets like towed in Havoc.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
She doesn't see because after the events of Days of Future Past, she is seen as a hero by other mutants.
I'm trying to remember where did we leave her at?
She shoots.
Oh, that's right.
She shoots Magneto in the neck.
That's right.
That brings up something I'm probably gonna for those of you who are regular YouTube watchers, go to the channel sometime after you watch this video. Go to the channel Film Theory. They just did a video about Magneto. I'm gonna give you the link after we're done here.
Okay.
Because it is awesome. I want to talk about it, but I won't. I'm just going to move on.
We'll save that for the next one.
Yeah.
After I've seen the movie. Then we'll talk about that and that. Okay.
So, so after she shoots Magneto, he's taken down, whatever. She is now a hero in the eyes of all other mutants.
Okay,
and apparently she leaves the Xavier Institute again. Like, she goes back with them. Now she's gone again. She's such a rebel.
Yeah, she's kind of like the rogue, the lone wolf.
Yeah. So now she's, out liberating mutants who are being captured. And she goes to the Mutant Fight Club where Angel just kicked the crap out of, guess who? Guess who he beat up?
Nightcrawler? The Blob?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The Blob was in it, huh?
Yeah.
How'd he look?
He looked knocked the fuck out.
Okay. Was it the same dude playing him from?
No.
Or no?
No.
Okay.
It was just a giant fat blob on the ground.
Yeah.
And
so he didn't really have.
Angel's all cocky. He's like, yeah, and he uses the talon on the end of his wing because that was his 10th win that night. Apparently, Angel's a badass. Which I never saw. Really?
No, he's cool. Man.
I mean, he's cool.
Yeah.
I would love that power, except for the fact that they're not retractable wings.
But that's another one. The underrated strength, like we were talking about with Spider-Man before.
He's strong.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's just I've never been that into X-Men comics.
He was one of the original. He was original before they did Giant Size, and then revamped him to the X-Men that we knew today, the Giant Size X-Men comics.
Yeah.
Before that.
Yeah, he was one of the original members.
Yeah, Kirby and Chris Claremont and Stan Lee. Yeah, Angel.
So he just got his 10th win that night, and they're wheeling in his next challenger in a box.
Okay.
That is covered with wires with an electrical current through it, because So they wheel it in, unhook it, throw the box in, and it opens up. And Nightcrawler falls out.
Okay. How do he look?
He looked all right. He was very German.
Well, as he is.
He kind of had this punk rocker hairstyle going with like blue streaks in it.
Okay. Was he blue?
Yeah, he was blue.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, don't tell me he's not blue.
Yeah, I mean, overall, other than the poor choice of hairstyle, he looked pretty good. I always imagined Nightcrawler to be more furry. He looked a little bit more scaly.
Yeah, no, he's scared. No, yeah, that's right. Because remember, he had like the spiky hair and then like some sideburns. But no, he was unfurry. He was like real smooth, almost like lizard like.
Yeah.
Did he have the tattoos or the scarring?
He had his face was all done up.
Oh, did you see his body at all or anything?
No, not really. He was always. I think that might have been why they had him all like wearing long sleeves and stuff. Is because the character's body is all scarred up. I mean, if my body's all scarred up like that.
He's very
religious.
He's got the religious symbols. He carves them in. He's like he's a cutter. He's a cutter.
Actually, they do touch on his religiousness in a later part where he's like praying.
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah, he's very religious. Very
But so
Blob, I forgot about that. How was
So him and Angel, like he's trying not to fight. He does not want to fight Angel. So he's like he tries to teleport out. Well, there's an electric current going through the fencing of the cage match they're in, and he can't teleport through it.
He can just do it like in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Angel's like, "Come on, if you don't fight me, they'll kill us both." And Mystique sees this. She sees that Nightcrawler was just thrown in the ring, and her eyes kind of open up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh god. Because, well, here comes the theories, right?
Do they acknowledge it that it's his son or it's her son?
The way that her eyes lit up when she saw him, I can only assume that they were hinting at that. I think they might have just been teasing me.
Oh.
But they don't acknowledge it.
They don't come out and say it?
No. But she wants, obviously she wants to free them. But so she's making her way for a generator to shut down the electricity so they can get out of there. And so Nightcrawler's like, alrighty, well, I have to fight him to survive. So, he starts, starting to kick some ass, teleports, ends up teleporting Angel up against the electric fence and it fries one of his wings.
Oh, nice. Tastes like chicken. Yeah, come on. Nightcrawler's not, he's no slouch, man. One of the best scenes at the beginning of X-Men 2.
They did kind of play him down a bit in the movie as a whole.
So he wasn't as badass like, that opening scene in the White House?
He hasn't learned any fencing yet.
Well, it's set in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
They do so he's real young.
Yeah, he's probably 16 or 17.
Okay.
So yeah, all he really knows how to do is, obviously he grew up in the circus, so he knows how to, be acrobatic and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he's just teleporting and throwing.
Rocking the tail.
Yeah. Throwing Angel and whatnot. So Mystique knocks out the guy in front of the power, generator. She shuts it down. She gets him out. She pulls him out. Angel rips open the one of the sidings of the cage, flies out. Sort of. He has an injured wing, so he's kind of like.
Yeah.
All
doesn't fly into the window or anything. Like a pigeon.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So they get out. She's walking Nightcrawler out, and some guards. She takes off her jacket, throws it over his head, and morphs and says, "He went that way."
Sweet, yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, it's you." And she's like, "No, don't. I'm nobody. I'm nothing." So she takes him to this underground. Some guy to get him a passport and whatever. And that guy tells her some other stuff. Man, there's so much I could talk about this movie.
Let me just real quick here. How was Stryker in it? Because wasn't it the end where Mystique she was morphed into she turned into Stryker at the end of the last one?
Oh yeah.
I was trying to remember, where did we leave Mystique off? Okay, so what happened there? Stryker?
I think
Does it play off the last one into this one?
A little bit.
But Stryker is in it.
Yes.
Is it the same dude?
Yes.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool. So, did they, is he, like, tracking her?
Not really. When,
Because, like, I assume, like you said, she was liberating.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the thing.
Well, she ends up going back to the Xavier Institute to try and get help.
And he's trying to eradicate, or round him up still? Stryker?
No, he's working on a certain military program right now.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah.
Is it? Did they show it?
Yes, they showed it.
Oh! Did he have the...
Yeah, he had the gear, the belts, claws.
We're talking about Weapon X, people. Wolverine. Did he? And he had the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a full helmet. It was more like
it wasn't like the comics.
No, not exactly.
The red visor. No.
No, not exactly. It was just kind of like headgear that like.
Did the strobes that were plugged into his body? Did it come up into the helmet? Did he have like the cords?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
There was actually a scene where he, when he kind of gets his mind back, he pulls them out and they're like 9 inches long.
Yeah.
I'm like,
fuck out of here, really? Ugh. All right, tell me that scene. That was at Alkaline Lake?
Yeah.
How do we get there?
The Xavier Institute explodes.
As it does?
Yeah. From time to time.
Like in Deadpool, when Colossus goes, exploding every once in a while builds character.
Apocalypse comes to take Xavier.
Oh, that scene, the fight scene, like in the previous. I'm only going off the previous. Where
it
grows big.
No.
Oh, okay.
That one's a different scene.
Oh, okay.
He comes, Xavier, and Xavier's all messed up because Apocalypse used him to like, because Xavier's got one of the most powerful minds in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And he's trying to find Eric, Magneto.
Oh, okay.
And Magneto is on Team Apocalypse.
Oh, that's right. He's a horseman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, and as Magneto is talking to Charles, Apocalypse turns. He's like, "Oh, that's a strong mind," and he he invades Charles' mind.
Yeah, he could do that. He could fire it right back at him.
Yeah. So he comes to take him because, as powerful as Apocalypse is, he can't literally control people. He can kind of manipulate them, but he can't like get into people's heads and just be like, "All right, stop moving."
Right. Yeah.
So they come for him, and as they're doing that, a certain mutant who tends to cause a little havoc.
The fuck out of here! Havoc's it? The same dude?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
As they're teleporting out, he goes to throw a blast at them. Hits an engine of their jet.
Oh,
starts to cause a big explosion. And he's the closest one to the explosion. And shortly before this, another Mr. Summers joined the Institute.
Cyclops?
Yeah, they brought in Cyclops.
Right on. Young Cyclops. How was, so they did the, Berserker Rage?
Yeah.
Like they took the kids, right? They took them to Alkaline Lake?
Yeah, they took some of
That's
the
what
kids.
I thought. Okay, that's in the book. And Wolverine did the Berserker Rage and started fucking shit up?
Jean Grey was there.
How was she? The Game of Thrones chick.
She did pretty good. She did all right. I liked her.
Yeah, because I heard a few things. Another spoiler there.
It's
the Phoenix. We're broadcasting from Arizona. I was just talking about.
But yeah, like he gets released. He goes, nuts. Kills like everyone.
They show it.
Yeah. Well, not like show, but
not
they
there
show
yet?
him kicking ass.
Oh yeah,
and
Berserker Rage.
Like he slices someone. Blood splatter guy has to spray blood all over the wall, and the only one that gets out as soon as Wolverine's out, Stryker's like, "All right, you guys have fun dealing with this. I'm outie."
Yes.
Good luck with that, you guys.
Stryker
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Scampered off like a little girl, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
How was How was Psylocke?
Hot.
Yeah.
A little underplayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
her power. They showed a little bit of her powers.
Did she rock the sword?
Yeah, she was using the katana and the side blade.
Nice.
At the same time.
What about the energy sword?
That's what she was using.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
How about Quicksilver?
Quicksilver, yeah.
Did he do it again?
He stole the show.
Did he do it again?
In the blink of an eye.
Was he in it longer this time though, or?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so they gave him more to do.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. His so it shows. So, Magneto is once again wanted by the world. He's kind of dropped off the face of the earth, but he's kind of had to resurface due to stuff happening. And
it's called another movie.
And Quicksilver's watching the news.
Please tell me.
He knows that Magneto is his father.
Did they say it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
He's watching the news. He hears his mom coming downstairs, so he changes the channel real quick. Goes back over to playing Pac-Man. And Mom's like, "Oh, what you doing?" "Oh, just playing Pac-Man." She changes the channel back. "Are you gonna go after him?"
You're a little too slow, Quicksilver. Mom knows.
And so he decides to go to the Xavier Institute to talk to Professor X because he knows they know each other. So he goes there, and he happens to get there right when Havoc shot the plane, causing the big explosion.
Really?
And he's just sitting there. He walks up, looks at the card, hears the explosion. He's eating a Twinkie.
Yeah, he likes to steal his hostess.
He zooms off. Twinkie's just standing there in midair. So he goes in and he starts rescuing everybody, and it's such an awesome scene.
Oh, all right, don't go any more than that. I want to, yeah.
I'll just put it this way. I want to go see the movie again just because of this scene.
Just for that scene?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome,
and
man.
they show he does a little speed again at the end.
All right, that's all I want.
But yeah,
I mean, I want to know more, but I want to go see it.
They didn't just do it in one scene like they did last
So he's
time.
like they made him part of the team? Does they give him more to do throughout the movie, not just the...
Actually, I believe from the way they ended it, he should be in the next movie.
Oh, sweet. All right.
As a part of the team.
How about the after credit scene? I'm
a little embarrassed to say I didn't sit for it.
I know what it is.
Oh, really?
So I was messing with you earlier before we went on air. Yeah, I have a buddy who saw it before it came out. He got like the premiere thing.
Lucky bastard.
I know this guy.
I really hope that our channel can grow one day to where they're like, "Hey, Talking Comics, you guys want to come to the big Marvel premiere?"
Yeah, my luck though. They only sent one invitation. You wouldn't even tell me. Oh yeah, it said Talking Comics. It'd be specific.
It said I had a +1. I took Josh.
So you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know. Because I was wondering if they were going to do Savage Land, set up Wolverine 3, or Old Man Logan. Check it out. I think they might. Not Savage Land. Doesn't seem. Well, it could be down the road, but. Shows these people. They go back to Alkalite Lake after the Berserker aftermath with Wolverine, and they're scooping up blood.
Yeah.
And then they open up this case, like all these scientist business suit guys. Mm-hmm. And they've got, it says, and they put the vial of blood in. They're scraping up different things, and they literally take Wolverine's blood. I guess he took some hits and stuff.
Yeah, he got shot.
Yeah. And they put it in there. It says Weapon X. And then they've got like Weapon X, Weapon X, Weapon X. They've got like all these vials.
23.
That's what I'm thinking. Check it out. And the side of all these cases that they're putting the vials in, it says property of it's SX Corporation. Do you know that?
No.
What is SX? No. What you need to ask is who is SX? Nathan SX. Mr. Sinister.
Oh.
Something sinister this way comes.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, and then if you follow the comics, man, the movie they set up, they can easily, because this is Hugh Jackman's last movie, this Wolverine 3.
Yeah.
Easily X-23, pass the torch.
She's currently...
She fought Wolverine many a times in the comics.
Yeah.
And it's a clone from him.
And she eventually becomes like a daughter figure to him.
Kind of, yeah, but she grew up killing, like she was a villain.
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister, I mean, that's what he does. He takes DNA from other mutants and does all sorts of genetic experiments on himself even, too, so he can gain their more powers, mind manipulation, sets up, kind of runs things with the, on the Savage Land.
Yeah.
Kind of sends mutants there and just does experiments when they're at their least, because, like, if you follow the comics, you go to Savage Land, you're a mutant, you lose all power. Mm-hmm. You have no powers. Yeah, Mr. Sinister, and I think that he'll be the villain for Wolverine 3.
That'd be interesting because in current Marvel continuity.
That's easy for you to say.
X-23 is the current Wolverine.
Yeah. So, all new Wolverine.
That just put a little perk in my step.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where this goes.
Yeah. See, you should have stayed.
I had to pee.
So yeah, I just want to drop that little bomb on you.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, it's like movie's been spoiled, and I kind of know.
Yeah.
I just haven't actually seen it, so.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of.
I left the good parts for you to still watch.
Right on.
So
let's go see it. I have to pee too.
Alrighty. So that's all the time we got for today. Check out our Facebook page, our Twitter. Go to the comic book shop, buy some decals.
Yeah, speaking of that, I do have a shelf all this month for Women of Marvel.
Yes.
Power Women of Marvel, and X-23 just happens to be up there too. What a coincidence.
Check that out. Check out the new Funko Pops. Pick yourself up a Talking Comics decal.
Yes.
Like, comment, and subscribe. And always...
have a day.